Hey everyone, my name is Kenny, and I got in top 2 Stand Up Challenge Cup for Card Fight Vanguard, and I made it top 2 with Granblue. It was an interesting tournament. I mainly fight Paladin based decks, Gold, Shadow, MLB, Royal, it was quite different, play different decks. It was fun, play different decks. I went there just for fun. My friends were all there going for regionals, but I came out only one of my team to make it to regionals. This is your invite that you get once you win. They even give you this little button. Alright, someone asked me about if I should do a deck profile, and I was like, yeah, I might as well do a deck profile. I'll show you how I made it, and what I planned out. And I have a list down in my video that I played the match of all the decks that I played against. So here's the deck. Granblue, Captain Nightkid is the starting Vanguard. So ride him, place him in the rear guard. Pretty much when you take 1 damage, count blast 1, search 10 cards, search for any grade 3 out of those 10 cards, and send to your drop zone that you don't need. Mainly grade 3s once you have Cocytus, or if you're going to superior right Cocytus, yes. And that's pretty much about it. I don't always counter blast right away. I wait until after the time for getting grade 3, depending on the damage, to see where I go. And yeah. Now the trigger lineup. Everyone's saying, "Oh my God, 12 crit Granblue." I did not run 12 crits. I was going to. I did not. So the trigger lineup: 2 draws, 4 heals, and 10 triggers. 10 crit triggers. So 10 crits, 2 draws, 4 heals. That's the trigger lineup. I was gonna play 12 crits. I like to have a 10k shield in my hand, but then I was like, I'm gonna need a hand to deal against these decks that can build hands like no tomorrow. And you know which decks build hands like tomorrow: Gold Paladins, Bermuda, Oracle, Ting Tank, those decks. So that's the trigger lineup. But that's 2 grade 0s. The star grade 0s, Chappie. No one really liked Chappie to begin with. I was like, Chappie, don't run him. Yes, now when Box 6 came out, yes, you run Chappie. Chappie, pretty much you search your deck, search any Granblue you don't want, send it to the drop zone. Pretty much how my deck works out, you build a soul for Cocytus and the booster that I'm going to show you. You should know which one I'm talking about by now. Build a soul. Use him to get rid of any grade 3s that, besides Cocytus, that you don't want to draw or drive check. Get him to the drop zone. You might want to revive him if you want, but you want him out. So this way, when you drive check, you get triggers and grade 1s, grade 2s that you can use. Pretty much. Great thing in that deck. Love doing that. Reminds me back in the days when running Elemental Heroes and Yugi. Did out that deck. 4, Deadly Romario. 2, Deadly Night Spirit. Pretty much Soul Blast 2, retire Granblue rear guard and bring him out. 1, Samurai Spirit. I might bump it up and I might cut this down. So because between 7 and 8k, it doesn't really make a difference now. I've noticed in boosting, because your opponent's gonna either guard with a 10k or 15k shield total. So that 1k doesn't really make a big difference unless you're hitting beyond that amount. For Cocytus to be 23 and this would be 22, they're still gonna guard with 15. So that's where the other booster I'll get to in a moment comes into play. So those, and then let's see, we have 3, Gus Chin, the perfect guard. 4, I would love to run 4 if I was good at getting drawing cards. If the deck can maintain a hand, I would run 4. 3 works for now. And the Vanguard booster, Dragon Spirit. Pretty much, he's 11k booster. if you boost Cocytus, if you Soul Blast 1, not 2, 1. So Soul Blast 1 for 11k is pretty neat. It really puts out the pressure towards end game. When they're at 5 damage, they're going to have their guard with at least 20k plus, since it's 26, say you got 2 triggers, I tend to get 1 to 2 triggers. They're going to have to guard with at least, what, 30k to stop me? Yeah, 26, 31, yeah, they have to stop, no, not even 30, 20. I'm thinking of math right now. But yeah, they have to guard even more than 20k, pretty much. Just say, they have to guard over 20k, just to stop. And if I do pass, yeah, they're doomed. So that's what, like, depending on the hand, 2 grade 0s or 4 cards, depending. They don't get triggers, so it really does put the pressure. I mean, I would love to run these guys, but I've played tested them and they've always been bad for me. Soul Blast 2, draw a card. Great. This is great early game. Bad end game. No, this is bad. Very bad end game. Because the 5k boosters doesn't really help against MLB, you know, those cards that can gain the continuous attack under Vanguard. Doesn't really help. And Ruin Evil Shade, he's great too. I mean, 10k booster, but you have to mill 2 from the top of your deck. Sometimes you mill right, sometimes you mill wrong. It's a real gamble, and it's really up to the player if they want to play this or not. I took him out for the tournament. He might come back. I'm going to change the build anyway. This build, I'm only showing this build because I'm changing my build for the regionals. Grade 2s. Skipping. I ran 2 Evil Shades. The sexy Evil Shade. It's a girl. If you don't know, you know, you can't really see the boobs, but yes. Evil Shade. Mill 2. Plus 2,000. 11k bidder. Great if you need to mill out stuff. Pretty much end game, you don't really care. You're gonna, once you get your grade 3, you're just gonna mill whatever if she's on the field. And the Superior Ride, just in case you're behind, you're gonna want to Superior Ride Cocytus. Him, starting hand with a grade 1, and Chappie pretty much is the Superior Ride setup already. So you're gonna get your Superior Ride if you have him starting hand. Next up, it's 3 Commodore Blue Blood, 10k beater. 2 Petro. Pretty much damage on flipper. In this deck, you only counter blast for Cocytus, Samurai Spirit, and if you're lucky, Baskirk. So I'm thinking about dropping one of him. I'm only keeping 1 because I rarely get to hit and unflip damage. Quite rare. Also, my opponent's unaware of his effect or doesn't really pay attention. I never get it off. My friends never let me get it off unless he's the Vanguard and I do Captain Night Miss effect and attack. That's the only time I'm gonna get it off. So yeah, people never let him get off. And then we have Deadly Spirit. Deadly Spirit, pretty much Soul Blast 2, retire grade 1, bring him out. And finally, I played him just for fun, but people really hate the 10k Interceptor Skeleton Swordsman. They will attack him twice. So they attack the 13k, 11k, 10k, 5 guard. They attack again, which would force me to do a 10 guard. Okay, he dies. Next turn, Cocytus, ride, bring back. So much fun. Now the grade 3 lineup. Yes, I've said his name so many times. 3 Cocytus, not 4. 4 would work, I guess, if you don't draw him, but you're going to get him in the drop zone for Superior Ride, or you're going to end up getting the other 2 eventually, ride them over each other, so you can get your +1 of reviving rear guards to any position you want. And then, let's see, the guy you kind of want to get before Cocytus, Baskirk. Baskirk sets up the soul pretty nice. Playing him, then you soul charge 1, that's R2, because when you ride him, that's +2 on the soul already, plus the other ones below him. So it's really good that way for your booster Dragon Spirit, so you can hit for 26k with Cocytus. Does really put pressure end game, mid game, end game wise. And I'm going to change one of them, but I ran two of Master Swords Midnight Storm. Yes, I did run him because only viable grade 3s I would think about to ride. To play with Spirit Exceed and Deadly Stormmaster I would like to play, but I have to change the build. I am changing the build to make them work. I don't know yet. I mean, before even I ran him, I had this guy. I was running 8 grade 3s. This guy was just bad for me. I mean, he's a great when you Counterblast 1, retire grade 2, and you bring him through. He hits for 13k by himself, and my booster so it's 21k or 20k. The problem is he dies after the battle, which sucks, because you're technically losing something. Because if he remained field presence, I would love this card to death. This would be in every Granblue deck if he stays on the field, but that's too good to be true for grade 3. That's sad. So that's my Granblue deck for that I used to get the top 2. 19 grade 0s, 12 grade 1s, 12 grade 2s, and 7 grade 3s. After the tournament, I got this card, King Seahorse, the promo card, which pretty much when you boost and the attack hits anybody, you get to discard one and draw a card, which is I've tested recently, and it works pretty well. I gotta make some edits for this deck, and hopefully I'll do well at regionals. But before regionals, my friends are going to the next stand-up cup, so I'll see how that goes. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave some comments about the deck. I know it's not the typical Granblue deck you would kind of want to play, and subscribe if you want. I might do more videos with my team in upcoming tournaments, and that's it. Thank you very much.